Sir, now we are on live. We can go.
Panel members are requested to unmute and speak.
Morning, Srinivasan here, internal auditor.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone present here. I, Kritika D, welcome all the members to the 27th annual general meeting of the company being held through video conferencing. Due to COVID-19 pandemic prevailing across the globe and social distancing norms being implemented, this meeting is being conducted through video conferencing facility in accordance with the framework issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI through their respective circulars. The proceedings of this meeting is being recorded and the recording will be posted on the website of the company. All the members who have joined this meeting are by default placed on mute by CDSL, the host, to avoid any disturbances arising from background noise and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. The company has taken all feasible steps to ensure that the shareholders are provided an opportunity to participate in the AGM and vote. I hereby confirm the presence of the quorum to commence the meeting. The statutory registers, as required under the Companies Act 2013, are kept open for inspection by shareholders during the AGM.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for sparing your valuable time attending the meeting. Since the requisite quorum for the meeting is present, now we can begin the meeting. Since there is no physical attendance of the members, the requirement of the appointing of proxies is not applicable. First, let me have the honor of introducing the panelists of this meeting. Usha Ramesh, I don't know whether she has joined. Maybe she will join in a couple of minutes. Vishwanathan, independent director, has joined. I really welcome Vishwanathan. Yeah. And I really welcome Mr. Swaminathan to join this meeting. Swaminathan is here.
Yes, sir, he is there. He is on now.
Yeah, Swaminathan is here because I can't see it.
He is there, sir.
Okay, Swaminathan is there. Okay. I welcome Mr. Vivekanandan, our statutory auditor. I welcome N. Srinivasan, our internal auditor, and Mr. V.K. Shankara Raman, secretary auditor.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Sudarshan, a scrutinizer, and welcome Mr. S.V. Natarajan.
Good morning, everyone. I am the CFO of Operation.
Yes, good morning, Natarajan. Good morning. And Kritika, the company secretary. Okay, I really welcome you all to this meeting, and then let us go ahead with this meeting. And I think, probably, if probably Swami or, Vishwanathan, if you find it difficult to, continue to be present throughout the meeting, I think feel free. I thank you very much for attending the beginning, and at your convenience, I think you can leave. And in that context, I would like to thank the independent directors and all the directors for the constant guidance during these board meetings and also the various communications. These impressive results, what we are going to see, would not have been achieved but for your valuable concern. I just would definitely would like you to be with us during the full course of the meeting. But in case you got any other this thing, I think feel free. I think that is okay, like company secretary.
Yes, sir, that is okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, now let's go on. Let's go into this real agenda. The notice along with the annual report for the year 2020-21 was sent to all the shareholders through electronic means on their email IDs registered with the company. Since the notice convening the meeting has already been circulated to the members and hosted on the stock exchange, I take the notice as read. Okay, therefore I am taking this notice as read. The statutory auditors as well as the secretarial auditors have expressed an unqualified opinion in their respective reports. I will definitely request, if you have any reservation on the statutory auditor or the internal auditor.
Secretary auditor, no, sir.
Yeah, okay. And also the statutory auditor. Okay, it is therefore not required to read out the AGM as per the provisions of section 145 of the Companies Act. I take the same as read. I think with this, we have completed the accounts part and the auditor's reports part. Okay, now I think I would like to dwell upon how the performance of the company during the financial year 2020-21, and also what impact it had because of this COVID, and also what is going to be the future in the opinion of the management. Okay, and the performance of the company, I think the shareholders should be very happy that the net revenue from the operations of the company increased from 196.47 crores to 284.41 crores. It's an increase of about 44.57%. And the EBITDA was also very high. It is about 16.61 crores compared to 5.41 crores earned in the last year. Profit before tax was 10.89 crores against 3.01 crores in the previous year, an increase about 257%. This is all standalone company's results. And profit after tax was 9.6 crores as against 2.22 crores in the previous year. Okay. Therefore, in terms of performance in 2021, it's very impressive increase. And I really thankful to all the employees who made it possible, and also to the directors, who as a team had provided the guidance and then made it happen. On the consolidated of the companies, and the net revenue from the operations increased from 224.4 crores to 315 crores, an increase of 40%. And the earnings before interest and tax was slightly lower. The profit before tax is 15.02 crores as against 2.01 crores. Overall performance as such in 2021, we have done extremely well. And it is all, not only because of the new project that we have got, but also exercising additional cost controls and also effective collection mechanism. Now, I just would like to briefly dwell on the impact of COVID on our operations. Yes, it was affected in the first 2 months, March, April, or to that extent, April, May. We had some problems, some plants, some managements had declared force majeure, and we had some problems. But slowly it recovered. And I think starting from June onwards, we were back to normal, and we have resumed all the normal operations. And also we got a few O&M contracts from gas and coal-based new power plants. Therefore, those things are really trying to yield. I mean, they are really yielding a lot of results in this 2021 year. One thing that the company has made tremendous progress is we could secure a few coal-based power plants, particularly those plants which really got released from this NCLT with the new owners. And a few new owners have really sort of entrusted their plans to us. And we have been making very good progress on that, because some of the new, some of the plans that we have taken over from the NCLT are all good plans with proper PPA and coal agreements. Therefore, we are doing quite well, both in terms of PLF factor and also in terms of our own revenues and profitability. I think therefore that explains, that the reasons for our impressive performance this year. And in the current year also, we are really looking at good performance. maybe one or two projects probably we might have dropped, but in terms of profitability, I think we should be doing quite well in the current year also. There are hiccups, one or two projects, but I hope in the coming months, I think we will try to overcome it and then get a better performance. One thing I really would like to dwell upon or touch upon is a small addition in our mission and vision. So far, your company has always been in the services, wherein we have been providing services, particularly capitalizing on providing dedicated and cost-effective services for the power plants and a few industrial plants. I think now it is time. We are now trying to extend ourselves beyond what we call coal-based power plant, gas-based power plant, or fuel oil-based power plants to green plants. Therefore, your company will be providing the services, including green power plants, and also we are really looking at opportunity to invest in facilities which provide green power. Therefore, we will be going into new areas like investment in green power areas. We have been looking at certain projects and acquisitions, and as we go along, probably we may make up our mind and decide on a few of these projects. Therefore, to that extent, the vision will include going into green power and services related to green power projects. And in addition to that, we are also trying to look at new acquisitions in the green power in terms of power storage equipment and power storage areas, which we think are holding quite good investment opportunities. And with our good base in terms of our deposits and things like that, we have got sufficient funds. Therefore, probably we will be deploying it. We are looking at opportunities, and I think at appropriate time, the management will decide on that. And I think these are all the 2 points that the one is that we may go in for investments in facilities and plants, and also extending up to green power. So basically, these are all the 2 areas that we will be looking at the coming years, and with the support and also a lot of initiative being played by the directors and including the independent directors, we hope to zero in on a few of the opportunities, and with that probably we should be continue to do well. Okay, I think these are all the things I just thought I should touch upon on the company's activities and how we look at it, the future thing. And on the international front also, a Bangladesh plant has started operations, therefore the revenue should start coming in, even though it is not a very big margin project. But given that we are in the business of combined gas-based power plants about 270 megawatts, we are one of the few companies in the world having expertise in operating very big gas-based power plants. Therefore, that should open up a lot of opportunities for us to bid internationally. And you should be very proud that we will be one of the maybe top 10, 15 companies who have got experience in this sort of gas-based power plants. Therefore, these are all very good factors happening, which will make our revenues strong, and also in terms of results very, very attractive in the future. I think with this, probably I would like to close this thing on the future activities and about these companies' performance, present and future. Now I will take up the resolutions as set out in the notice. Item number 1, to receive, consider and adopt 1. Audited standalone financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2021, together with the reports of the Board of Directors and the auditors thereon. And B, audited consolidated financial statements of the company for the financial year ended March 31st, 2021, together with the report of the auditors thereon. Since I am interested in item number 2 pertaining to the reappointment of Mrs. Usha Ramesh as a director, I hereby request our independent director, Mr. B. Vishwanathan, to chair the proceedings of the meeting for this particular agenda. I hereby request Vishwanathan.
Good morning. The second item of the notice is to appoint a director in place of Mrs. Usha Ramesh, who retires by rotation and being eligible, offers herself for reappointment. Having read this, I now request Mr. Ramesh to occupy the chair again.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Vishwanathan. I once again come back to the thing. The resolutions number 3, 4, and 5 are special businesses and are proposed to be passed as special resolution. Item number 3, to reappoint Mr. P. Swaminathan as an independent director for a second term to hold office for a term of 5 consecutive years from 16/9/2021 to 15/9/2026, not liable to retire by rotation. Item number 4, to reappoint Mr. B. Vishwanathan as an independent director for a second term to hold office for a term of 1 year from 16/9/2021 to 15/9/2022, not liable to retire by rotation. Now, in this context, I just want to thank both Swaminathan and Vishwanathan for their invaluable contribution, because during these board meetings and also in the communications, both of you have performed exceedingly well, which has benefited the company tremendously. Particularly from the time they have become the independent directors, the company have really progressed quite well, particularly concentrating on some of the matters like collection and also areas where its cost controls are required. I really thank you, both of you, for your invaluable contribution to the company, and I really welcome you to be reappointed. In the case of Vishwanathan, we would have allowed another 5-year term for him, but for personal reasons, for the time being, he has restricted himself to 1 year. I hope, I think, as we go along this year, I think he will once again extend the term by another 4 more years. I think with this, I really welcome them back to the board, and I definitely would like to welcome them. Now, since I am interested in item number 5, I request Mr. B. Vishwanathan to chair the proceedings of the meeting for this particular agenda.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is considering commission to be paid as a percentage of net profits to Mr. S. Ramesh, Executive Chairman and Managing Director. The resolution reads as, resolved that pursuant to the provisions of section 197, 198, Schedule 5, and all other applicable provisions of the Companies Act 2013, including any statutory modification or reenactment thereof, and the recommendation of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and Audit Committee, the approval of members be and is hereby accorded for variation of terms of remuneration for payment of commission on 5% of the net profits of the company from the financial year 2020-21 over and above the monthly remuneration, including perquisites as per the existing terms as stated in the explanatory statement, subject to the ceiling of 11% on net profits to Mr. Ramesh, Executive Chairman and Managing Director. Resolved further that the consent of members be and is hereby given for overall payment of remuneration, including monthly remuneration, perquisite and commission on net profits to Mr. S. Ramesh, not exceeding the limit of 11% of net profits as per section 198 of Companies Act 2013 during each of the financial years. Having completed this, I now request Mr. Ramesh to reoccupy the chair.
Oh, thank you very much, Vishwanathan. Yeah, now I think company secretary has to.
Provide the details, sir. Yes, sir. The company had provided e-voting, remote e-voting facility to the members to cast their votes electronically on all the above resolutions. The remote e-voting commenced at 9 p.m. on 13 September 2021 and ended at 5 p.m. on 15 September 2021. The services of remote e-voting and e-voting during the AGM are being provided by Central Depositories Services India Limited. The company has appointed Mr. S. Sudarshan, practicing chartered accountant, as the scrutinizer for scrutinizing the remote e-voting and e-voting during the AGM to ensure that the same is carried out in a fair and transparent manner. These resolutions are being put to vote, and the members who have not exercised remote e-voting facilities may exercise their votes electronically now. The shareholders who have already cast their votes using remote e-voting facility are not eligible to cast their votes again at the meeting. The voting period will be available for 10 minutes after the closure of the meeting, and the members may cast their votes. The results of e-voting, remote e-voting and e-voting during the AGM, along with the scrutinizer's report, will be placed on the company's website, and the same would be communicated to the stock exchanges within 48 hours from the conclusion of the meeting. The company had provided shareholders with the facility to register themselves as a speaker to seek any clarification on the resolutions or raise any queries through emails. The company has not received any speaker registrations. Accordingly, there will be no question and answer sessions.
Yeah, I think we are now nearing the completion of the agenda, the board, the AGM. I thank all the panelists individually and also all the shareholders for attending this AGM. And I once again thank all the panelists for sparing your valuable time attending this. And with this, I formally announce that the AGM has closed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. With the permission of the chairperson, we conclude this meeting. Thank you for joining.
Yes, sir. We can close the meeting, sir.
Thank you, Kritika.
Yes, sir. Thank you.